Troll versus Sven, it's a bit of an interesting one because, of course, Sven can get all that strength coming in, and generally he does win the right-click war, but Troll's going to be looking for that other heroes, and he's going to be looking for the momentum as well. Also gives them some flexibility here. They don't have a last pick, so they probably already know where this Troll's playing.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, it's also an objective taker. Like, as long as they have this edict, they have a good Roche taker now as well.
Of course,
it does okay against the Sven because you get the bonus armor from the Berserker. What's the Q called? Is it Berserker?
Oh, right.
Let me check.
Goodness, man. I can't remember the melee form.
Oh, yeah, Berserker's Rage.
But yeah, I mean, Troll has been super popular in this fourth pick as well, when you don't have a last pick, because what it allows you to do is you can pick a mid laner now, but you can also move this Troll. You know, he's a hero who prefers the carry position, but can go to the middle lane in some circumstances. And it's kind of a really nice pick to have when you don't know what the enemy's mid lane is going to be.
Yeah, it doesn't lose many matchups very hard, I think is the best way to put it. Like there's certain heroes like Kunkka and stuff's another one, like Lina is always gets something from the lane as well. OD, another one. They don't really lose too many matchups. It's pretty much only the Razor that destroys a lot of people. I feel like NaVi needs some kind of... I really don't know how I feel about this Batrider 3 Earth Spirit 4. Like, the lanes seem a little bit weak now. Especially against these Winstrike heroes. Like, if I just see these 4 heroes running at each other at the moment, I can't see NaVi coming out on top.
I think it depends how you look at it, though, because... yeah, Winstrike have some good damage coming out, but NaVi, they've got so many different ways to initiate these fights and find the fights they want, and they've got saves as well to make it harder for Winstrike to initiate. Like, when you look at it and just 4 heroes running at each other, then yeah, Winstrike look better. But when you look at it in a realistic scenario, when you think about lanes and catches and wards and vision, NaVi just have so many more ways to get into the fight, find the pickoffs they want, and get the damage done quickly.
I agree, but... the way I see these late game fights going is that the way that Navi's draft works at the moment is that they have to burst somebody down and get a numbers advantage, right? Like you lasso somebody, kill them instantly with Sphere, and then you go and try and pick people off one by one after gaining this numbers advantage. And at the moment, like this Abaddon's just going to sit behind them and just try and keep them alive as long as possible. And I don't know if Navi have that burst potential unless they catch somebody out of position. Like they have Sand King that can blink in with a burst strike. They've got the Abaddon saving people. Troll can pop battle trance if he needs to as well. Especially when these BKBs come out, I feel like NaVi are really going to struggle. What are they going to go for on Winstrike? They've got objective taking, they've got okay catch, they've got some save potential. Their lanes look okay. Maybe a little bit more team fight would be nice for them. Just allow them to group up and take towers with this Leshen Troll.
Radiant team picks.
Oh,
indeed. Kuman Shadow Fiend. I mean, again, it's very much a Kuman hero. It's one he likes to play. It's kind of a high skill, mechanically gifted heroes, which Kuman would love to find himself behind. But is he going to get the matchup he wants? Again, Shadow Fiend, he doesn't really struggle too much in lane anymore. One or 2 heroes which can give him a bit of a spanking, but overall, he's going to be pretty confident in whatever he comes up against here.
I think Kunkka looks pretty good here for NaVi. I'm not sure how it does in lane, but they need more damage coming through as well. I feel like a lot of magical heroes have already been banned out, like the Storm, the TA, the Ember. You really don't want to pick Alk into SF. Sounds pretty difficult.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be pretty scarred from the last Alchemist game, and they go for the Death Prophet. New hero?
Interesting. Gives them really good Roche taking potential now as well. It's a hero that likes to stack up a lot of armor, which is really nice against the Troll and the SF, but I still prefer Winstrike's draft here. I feel like this SF's going to have a decent time at the start of the game, unless CIS can kind of rotate in a lot and try and disrupt this SF's farming.
Yeah,
they really need to try and they need to try and play around these early exorcisms well too. I feel like if NaVi mess up a couple of these exorcism plays at the start of the game, they're going to start to really fall behind. Like they need to be playing from in front on NaVi. If they fall behind at any point again this game, like SF's going to get Greaves, and it's all of a sudden it's so difficult to burst anybody down in these fights. I think they might start to struggle then.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be a little bit worried for NaVi in the second game. I think once again, Winstrike have it in the draft. That Shadow Fiend changes everything, because that means an early Greaves, and that means all of a sudden, you know, Abaddon plus Greaves make it very hard to get the pickoffs. I already said that NaVi don't actually have much damage, and Magical's not going to bring any damage to the table with his Death Prophet. That means that the pickoffs become more important for NaVi. They, you know, when you have less damage, when you have less, you know, overall damage and lockdown and none of these big team fight spells, it means that you have to be able to get into the fights exactly the way you want to. That's what they sacrificed here to get the Earth Spirit and the Bat Rider. But now they have these Greaves and the Abaddon as well. You know, this is just so much save and many ways for Winstrike to counteract this that it's hard to see NaVi coming out ahead unless they completely crush this laning phase.
Why do I feel myself getting debated by another position 4 stanking though? I feel like it's going to do a huge amount, and then
I know how many
we've seen a few stanking games now where it just doesn't do that much.
And we had major qualifiers, now we've had minor qualifiers, and every single time the Sand King has been the point of contention for us. We've always betted on it, and it's always let us down. But maybe this is a game. Maybe Winstrike can make it work. In the hands of Lil, maybe the Sand King can be an effective 4 position. But we'll see. I mean, I'm sure other games have had successful Sand Kings, which we just haven't seen, but
I wonder how much this Lesh can get done in the early game as well. It's going to be interesting.
Spirit rolling down mid in order to get this nice early Observer Ward down. Just wants to give his teammate the best possible position at mid lane as he can. So he'll place his own Observer Ward down here. Won't be spotted out by that, I don't think. So,
yeah, I don't know if this Earth Spirit could play with the Bat Rider, I think, at the start of the game. They are sending the Bat Rider off lane, but it's against the Abaddon. I feel like this troll should be fine. You put the shield down, the Bat Rider might still dive anyway, but you have to be really careful of these axes. Like, as soon as you get the mistrance on the Bat Rider, you might not have the damage to be able to kill off this troll through all the healing coming through from the Abaddon. Joe, I played 2 games of Turbo last night, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you use Turbo to try and escape the hard places of ranked, you know, bring you down sometimes. Like, I'm just going to play 2 games of chilled Turbo. Then the same guy, we played against the same stack twice, he just picked Abaddon in both games and just sat in lane spamming me with Miscoil. I was like,
nice.
I've queued Turbo to get out of this. Please stop doing it in Turbo as well.
It's so annoying. Like, this Miscoil spam, I mean, you know, 75 damage to yourself, 120 damage to your target. I mean, admittedly, it is magical damage, so it gets reduced a little bit, but No Fear trying to do some maths here. He's like, well, I think there's a... I don't know. He should have figured it out. He's just going to secure. Yeah, he wants to try and make sure Kuman gets an okay time. But is he actually going to leave him? Okay, just through, like, a miscoil at Alright, whatever. Magical must be so debated right now. He's like... There's a dual lane mid. Wait, what? Oh, he's gone. He just came to literally throw a couple of spells at me and try and help Kuman secure early CS. And yeah, he got one.
I like what Seneca did there as well. He tried to get a first blood top before he TP'd bot. Any kind of early kill advantage you can get with the first blood's always nice. That extra boost of gold for your team.
Yeah. A lot of damage being thrown towards Kuman here. Magical, though, also low himself. Just trying to get the advantage as best he can in this lane. Stop Kuman getting up these souls, and is doing a great job so far, to be honest. Kuman really struggling. Only 3 Necromastery as it stands. But Magical also struggling as well. Silent. He's going for the TP out. 7 stacks on it, but the roll connects from Zayats, and that is going to be an early death. And now no TP back to lane as well. Very costly for that Troll Warlord.
Alright, that's an absolute disaster. Like... Troll's going to miss out on, what, like 3 waves here?
Go next.
Overall? Man. I mean, if the Abaddon has level 2 there, it's fine, because he doesn't have to TP away on the Troll. Like, he just takes off the Napalm stacks, and they're going to dive No Fear here as well.
No Fear. Probably should have some fear right now, as they're going to get themselves a second... Ooh, managed to get themselves a deny. I'm surprised at that. Did Zayats hit him?
I think
Zayats hit him.
I think it was just enough damage before Zayats hit him. Just to kill himself off. It was close, but...
Well, it was, he was on like about 150 HP, and I thought Blizzy was just going to kill him with the sticky napalm attack, but I think Zayats might have gotten a hit, which ruined the whole damn thing. And now he TP's into mid lane. They're looking at Kuman. Zayat's, though, going to be seen by this very important observer ward here from the Dire.
There's going to be a DD bot rune, though, so I feel like both
Nomad,
oh,
bottom. Yeah. He's being run down. Crystallized, though, doesn't have mana for the stun, and now Burst Strike comes through onto 2 from Lil, holding them back for the time being.
Kuman's really starting to take over this mid lane, though. Look at Magical CS. He's 5-1 against the SF 13-5. That is not where you want to be on the DP.
Dear. I mean, I feel like we looked at the middle lane and it was like, yeah, the Death Prophets are doing pretty well, and then it's just the snowball effect. Shadowfiend gets one. Oh dear, this one is onto Non-Grata here on the left track, and this time he might not be getting out. It's a nice bit earth, but the singular right click from Seneko will finish the job. They don't have any vision to really punish Lil right now, so he just gets to sit here inside his little sandstorm, having a great time, chilling out, enjoying the sand.
I mean, they had this vision down, so they saw the Earth Spirit walking towards the rune. They don't know what it was, but I'm really surprised they decided to stick around.
Nice dodge on the swerve there by Crystallized. Lil's going to be in some trouble. He doesn't have the sandstorm, but he doesn't matter for anything as he gets run down as well. NaVi, another kill down here in the bottom lane. Meanwhile, Blizzy up at top, taking a couple of hits. Clears himself away.
Here comes Lil as well.
Yeah, Lil, he's looking to punish Blizzy right now. Blizzy with a Firefly over the cliff. Got to be careful of the tower. We'll take a couple of hits from that. And the creeps as well. And the tower, the creeps, and now making his way around. Lil does have the Burrow Strike, but can't find the connection. Blizzy's still on the run. They rotate in No Fear as well to try and deal with this bloody Batrider. He's going for the TP out. The Mist Coil is in, but it's not enough damage. No Fear wasted his time, and he'll get himself away. Meanwhile, Zayas went for a roll through onto the middle lane, onto Kuman. But didn't find any love. But he might find On-Grata here with Seneko. Going to set him up for the easiest roll of his life, but he hasn't actually got it off cooldown until 2 seconds until that roll comes back. He'll just have to walk it. Edict, it's only level 1 though, so not doing a whole lot of damage. Split is dodged out by Zayas. Nicely done, Non-Grata. He's having his health tick away. The roll forwards. Dodged out though, sending Zayas on the tower, in fact. Non-Grata hiding in the trees here. Seneko.
Here comes Lil.
Seneko, and Lil's hasted in. He's ready to roll. No Fear joining the gang as well. Burst Strike comes through onto the Oracle. Oh, it's going to be Non-Grata dropping low first. And Seneko, he's going to be the first to die. Never mind, I thought that Zayas was going to make a roll through, but he actually didn't connect onto that one. Decided that his life was worth more than that hero's.
Yeah, the Batrider's going to leech up so much XP now as well. Like, he messed up the creep wave top, so it's all just going to start pushing towards him now. And just look up to napalm the creeps, possibly even farm the big camp at the same time. Oh, it's not there. Okay.
Magical is getting handled in this middle lane.
He's doing okay. Like, this matchup's not that great for him, which is why I was surprised they last picked the DP. But
a kill down at bottom. Seneko gets a kill onto No Fear. God damn, I thought we could make through one game without missing a kill.
Never. I mean, Non-Grata on the Lesh is the one that's struggling the most, just because this Earth Spirit's been rotating around a lot. And yeah, the good scan from the Dire sees these supports coming in towards the mid lane. Kuman's going to know there's something going on here.
Say that, but he's not backing out. Oh, doesn't actually get caught out by the rolls. Zayas tries to go for it naked and just get blown up by the raises of Kuman. He should have known the risks there. If he lands it, he gets a kill. If he doesn't, then he's just going to feed another kill away to Kuman. It's getting larger and larger, and whilst the Spencer's last hitting well, that's another kill going now to the Shadow Fiend.
Top lane as well. They're going on silent here. Abaddon's going to...
the stacks, but with a TP in from Kuman, this is going to be enough to force back Blizzy. In fact, that's a lot of damage coming out from onto him.
Kuman wasn't even level 7. That's a level 3 raise. I thought it was the Abaddon TPing in at first, but he obviously used his mid before.
And, throughout his entire professional career, Magical has only ever had one other game in Death Prophet. It was at the Summit 8 last summer, and it was a loss.
So what you're telling me is that he has a 0% win rate on Death Prophet, so he's pretty much lost to top lane as well. They're going on the troll.
Yeah, Silent. He's getting jumped upon once again. No Shadow Fiend to save him this time, and the Roger does get blocked by Non-Grata. Going to buy him a little bit of extra time, but not enough to save his life. Non-Grata tries to turn around and throw a bit of damage. Ooh, Mist Coil. Blizzy down to about 75 HP. Him, No Fear can finish it off if he gets the vision. Oh, no, it's not enough to save him. The rock comes sliding on through. They close the gaps.
This bot lane's still really struggling. They look at Crystallizer's CS compared to Non-Grata's on the Lesh.
Yeah, it's the one good thing going on for NaVi right now is how much Crystallizer's getting, and the fact that they just killed Silent, I guess. And Silent now makes his way to bottom lane, in fact. He fancies his chances versus the Sven.
I mean, it's probably better than the Batrider, let's be honest.
Yeah, that's not wrong. We want a Baden getting low in the mid lane. Just goes to the suicide. Heals a creep. Didn't even do damage to that. It just heals a creep.
The thing is, at least if the Batrider dives the less, she can use Edict to get some damage back, right? Like, it kind of puts off the Batrider a little bit. I mean, I don't think Blizzy will care, but it's a little bit better at least. He's actually gone Tranquils on Batrider as well, so we've been seeing the boots travel a lot from these pos 4s, but Blizzy going for something a little bit different here with the Tranquils into drums.
Keeping it old school.
Mid lane.
Appreciate it. They're going hard. Kuman in some trouble, trying to blow up Zayat's here, but won't be able to find the space. Zayat's trying to stay nice and close. Does move away though now as the burst strike comes in from Lil as well. They're looking to turn it onto Magical. Magical, he's dying here. He doesn't have enough health from the life siphons, and he's going to drop as well. 2 kills for Winstrike in this middle lane. NaVi, they're letting the ball slip again and again in these little skirmishes.
They are, but at the same time, Crystallize is just having the most free game of his life on the Sven.
That's true. That's true. There's going to be a lot on the boy this game to really pull through for NaVi.
Like, we think SF's having a good time mid, and then Crystallize is just 1,000 net worth ahead of him already. And we're like 8 minutes in. Oh wow, they actually kill him off.
Top lane, yeah, they got to kill onto Blizzy.
That's the power of the Edict, though, I guess.
They're rolling forwards. Slil, he's being beaten down though. He doesn't have a way out of this one. He's used the Sandstorm, but he's just going to get all his life taken away by the Spirit Siphon. Now Kuman, oh, the triple raise onto Zayat. Zayat, how many times are you going to get raised up by Kuman right now? You need to be careful of these raises. They hurt, dude.
Yeah, but they got the kill onto Lil, so it's a mental victory, right?
True, true. Every kill you get onto Lil is worth 3 on a regular hero because Lil's like twice as likely to... No, I'm just... We're going to continue. I'm a respectful caster. Meanwhile, the Disco Pony is being dragged to where he don't want to be. Although I say that, he's still chasing him down. Nongrada, he's feeling it right now. He's running him down. He's running him down, and he's going to win. You don't fight the Disco Pony. You just don't do it.
Okay, well...
Jesus. Pulse Nova, Edict. It's just too much damage. It's just too much damage.
Unfortunately,
full
DP
efficiency as well.
DP and Batrider are both heroes that do not like playing from behind.
Yeah.
So if they continue to struggle here, I feel like they have ways of dealing with just the Sven on the Winstrike side.
False promise, right? False promise. It'll save the Sven. Win the
Sure.
game. Okay.
But it's not. What I mean is, it's not. They have ways of dealing with the Sven's damage coming through, like with the Aphotic Shield and the saves and the Abaddon. Like this Greaves on the SF's going to make it difficult for him to burst heroes down. Oh, he's actually not going Greaves. He's just got the Dragon Lance into the BKB queued up. That's interesting.
Right click build. This really is old school.
We've got an Invis rune.
Oh, this is a freebie.
Oh, there's a sentry down. Oh my god.
Thanks, sentry.
They're trying to bait him out a little bit here. You see Magical on the high ground.
Oh, they're just throwing the dust. He goes for the ultimate, though. He's actually going to get it off in time, limiting how much damage they can actually do to the Sven. But it doesn't really matter because they're going to blow up Kuman all the same. And now Lil drives himself into this mess as well. Doesn't really get much of a chance to respond as he is taken care of shortly. NaVi butcher up the Winstrike heroes in their own jungle with a beautifully placed sentry and a nice delivery of dust. What? Did they just have dust for the Sand King?
They had the sentry down.
Yeah, but they dusted him as well.
Yeah, just to make sure.
Why were they carrying dust?
For the Sand King.
More sentries for that. Anyway,
doesn't matter.
burrow forwards.
Yeah.
There's an epi coming through here, but Magical already had the edict on him and could just walk himself away. There's no burrow strike, so...
Oh, it's just a farming epi. That's
zoning epi.
I mean, that was the biggest kill that the NaVi side could have got onto that SF as well. Like, he was doing so well, and as you see, every time you can kill off an SF in these early stages of the game, really knocks him down. This hero that can flash farm so quickly.
Well, Crystallize makes a long walk back to base, but he's got his Echo Saber finished up. Going for a Heaven's Halberd next, actually. Feeling like a very non-carrier-ish build from Crystallize. Not sure how I feel about that. There's a lot of pressure for him to be getting off the damage of this game rather than simply disarming people and stopping them doing damage.
Crystallize doesn't have the greatest matchup against the Troll, though. Like, Troll does okay against this hero, just because of the high armor. Like, you can always just have the miss chance with the Whirling Axes as well, which makes it difficult for the Sven to ever get his damage off. So if you can get the Halberd just to try and help nullify the Troll a little bit as well, a lot of the damage can come through from the DP's Exorcism. So you're not so reliant on the Sven doing the
Radiant's
damage.
bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are
Stack for
fortified.
Crystallize to take.
Magical.
Dire's
Looking
middle
towards
tower
his
is
next
under
exorcism.
attack.
Hasn't really done a whole lot with it. Well, I mean, they actually got some pretty good kills down at bottom. But still, a lot of buildings left standing for Winstrike. Only their top tower going down as of yet, and they're putting an enormous amount of pressure onto this bottom tower as well. So, looking for the trades is Saneko.
Structures are fortified.
Yourself forwards, the fortify going to help keep these creeps alive and also keep their middle lane a little bit healthy. But the tower will fall.
Radiant's bottom
Here comes
tower
magical bot though.
Saneko. He's coming in. He's got 3 seconds till his exorcism's up, but they're actually just going for a straight up TP out on the Shadow Fiend, and he says, see ya. Actually, he says, whoops. Now there's a lot of heroes from NaVi rotating in for that one, and they don't get anything.
Can you tell me what No Fist?
What?
Can you tell me what No Fist said? I mean, you said the SF said whoops, but what did No Fist say?
I don't
mid.
know that language, I'm sorry. Yeah, Silent, he's on the run here. It's gone up a little bit as CIS throws through the rock as well, but he's going to have plenty of shields to save up Silent. No fear there for his carry.
I love this build that Leshrak's going for as well. We talked about the SF not going for mech. Looks like the Lesh going to be the one having to get it instead. And up against this Radiant lineup, you really want this physical damage reduction wherever you can. I would say build a Crimson on somebody at some point. Yeah, active doesn't work against Exorcism, so probably not even worth it, to be honest.
Yeah, and they don't really have a natural Crimson builder anyway, except maybe the Sand King, but let's be real here. Lil's never going to buy
I mean, he could. I mean, Lil's close to his blink as well. Like
Come on, this is Lil. Do you really honestly see him building a Crimson Guard? No, this
He's
man
going,
farms his blink, then he's going to go like Veil or something.
Moonshard.
Moonshard, Sand King, yep, just killing everyone with caustic finale machine guns. It's going to be sick.
They might look to try and smoke up now with this blink on the Sand King. Wouldn't surprise me. They need to try and get a high value kill here. Can try playing around this SF who's almost level 12. That level 2 Requiem does a decent amount of damage.
Yeah, I mean, when you don't have this BKB or anything up like that, I think you just want to kind of throw out the Requiem wherever you can. Just for the damage reduction more than anything, and like, you know, movement reduction, all that sort of stuff.
Silent pops the Battle Trance just to farm, actually.
Yeah, we've been seeing this sometimes on Ancients especially, just to gives you some lifesteal as well if you get in life.
It's all about that GPM. Gotta get it going.
Farm hard.
Is that two runes apiece by the looks of it? For both sides.
Not yet to pick that second one up, but yeah, Blizzy will grab this at some stage, I'm sure.
They're just letting
They're
it
setting up
age.
at mid. They're setting up on mid. Zayats. I mean, it's not the most highest value kill, but with a blink reveal, they should be able to finish off this Earth Spirit with the Split Earth coming in as well. Absolutely no chance of Zayats getting out of this one, but I think it'll maybe turn around here. A couple of Crypt Swarms thrown out from Magical. A lot of heroes TPing into this as well, but a little bit scared to commit to any kind of fight, especially when they don't have the vision on Kuman, who's currently down at bottom. But they're pinging it now, and they're saying, well, if he's over here, maybe we can punish that. Pings out. A lot of pings,
He
in
has to
fact.
get out right now.
Yeah.
This is the extra wave that kills you.
Link comes in, Blizzy is there, he waits for the lasso even just to see what he's going to do, wastes as much time as possible, stun out from the Sven, and Kuman, he is a victim of his own greed. Hubris brings him down, and Kuman takes a nap. He's going to be sleeping for 40 seconds now as he respawns, and NaVi will see what they can do in that time. I don't think it's going to be a case of any towers going down, but certainly looking to farm up and take some... Oh, never mind, mid is, yeah. I was looking at bottom. No case of bottom towers
Lil's
going
coming
down.
in, though.
Well, he's going to try and go for the deny, I think, probably Burrow Strike into the deny. Oh, never mind, Silent will just take it. Meanwhile, a couple of spells being thrown out. A Firefly, an Edict.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, it's one of those games where I have to specify which Edict it is.
Fortified.
That's a lot of effort.
They smoke up on NaVi here as well. They really want to play around the Exorcism. I'm surprised they didn't wait for the level 2 one, but they're almost there. Much better to play with the
pings
time.
coming out, but Crystallize is just staying on the front lines. He's also finished off this Halberd.
Yeah, they know SF doesn't have souls, so this is a really good time for NaVi to try and fight here.
Hit him whilst he's down. Kuman not interested in this engagement. He's just going to be trying to look to get back up to that sweet spot with the souls.
And he knows that NaVi smoked, so he's just playing really defensively with his positioning. Thought they might be ganking him in the jungle, so had to just back off a little bit.
That's a Diffusal Blade finished up on the Troll Warlord. Diffusal Troll is the truth. Can't remember who tweeted that. Somebody did.
They're going to go for that BKB next. Not a surprise at all.
No,
Needs that magic resistance.
Slowing down the Batrider as well when he's running away with your teammate, always nice, and just kind of getting in onto the Death Prophet. Stopping getting those Crypt Swarms off can be a lot of value in the fights. A lot.
This DP's recovered really well though, considering how much of a tough time Magical had at the start of this game. He's now third in net worth, you know, almost at the same as the Troll, just taking over. Like he's fine.
Hunky dory, but NaVi, yeah, they're looking at Roshan right now. 18 minutes in, it's a very close game, but Roshan would tip the scales in the favor of NaVi.
It looks like Winstrike don't even know.
Yeah, they're clueless. Nomad came close, let's see. Yeah, they know something's up. They've realized they've been gone way too long. There's Exorcism coming out. Blizzy looking for the pick on the high ground here, positioned perfectly. He's got a full gallery of heroes if he wants to take anybody up onto this cliff, but they could just wait. Look at the silence coming out, but the Epicenter's cancelled out. Damage coming through onto Lil, forcing him back as the Roshan, he's getting so low. Nomgrada's already dead. Kuman's trying to make his way into this fight, but he's just not quick enough. The Aegis goes down and goes into the hands of Crystallize. Diets does go full for this one, but he's happy to dance around with them. And now the lasso comes out, but immediate burst strike comes in from Lil. Not able to drag Kuman back. Blizzy, well, nice Blood Promise coming out onto him. Meanwhile, Troll Warlord just sitting in the middle of the fight, disarmed and killed off. Magical gets two. Now they look for more. Kuman cocking up the ulti, will be able to get it off and doing a fair amount of damage. Looking for Zayats, but, well, he's gonna be falling all the same. A rock comes flying through, and the damage is there. Crystallize gets another, and there's gonna be 3 heroes dead for Winstrike. They lose the Aegis, they lose their heroes, and they might lose their middle tower, but a burst strike through onto Blizzy here, followed up with the Split Earth as well, and the right click will come through from Nomgrada, but now Nomgrada on the front lines, he's in some trouble, but he's also doing a lot of damage. NaVi will respect that and clear themselves away. They don't want to disco right now.
You got to be really careful of this Leshrac. He's really tanky. He has 19 armor now. But even so.
Yeah, a tricky one to bring down, and when you're taking damage the entire time you're doing that, certainly a formidable opponent.
Yeah, he has mech, like he has the 5 armor talent at level 10 as well. Not an easy kill, especially when it's all physical damage on the NaVi side, pretty much. Actually, they have Batrider and Earth Spirit, I guess. But this Earth Spirit's falling a little bit behind in terms of farm, especially if you compare him to the Sand King. Who is going Veil, by the way, which I don't mind. It's really good because you have the Leshrac and the SF on your team as well.
But can I just say, called it? Told you, Lil just wants to kill people. He's not interested in his teammates. His team are just full heroes which follow him around sometimes and try and steal his kills sometimes. Lil, he's there for blood.
Look at this high, like, action Abaddon gameplay here. You just follow your carry around the map. It's, oh. Why do people play this? It's so good, but it's so boring.
Well, the trade's coming through at mid, but Crystallize with his double damage has already dealt with this tier 2 tower. They're actually looking to defend their middle tower. They're going in for this one. Yeah, Nomgrada held still, and now they throw him down onto the pit as well. Plant onto 3. Where's the follow-up damage? It's not quite there yet, but Magical just getting in deep here, trying to get those stones off, and now the God Strength comes through. They're just going to pick off Silent. Nomgrada, Lil coming in the back lines with the ultimate, but it's not really doing anything. Lil now has to get himself out of here, but he's got no way out. He just scuttles around in circles and eventually falls down dead. No fear on the run. Meanwhile, Nomgrada gets picked off as well. You'll have to fill us in. What happened with Nomgrada? Oh, hold on, they roll forwards. They're not done with no fear yet. The rock comes flying through, and the damage is going to be there from NaVi to get yet another kill. Kuman, meanwhile, just farming in the bottom lane. Oh, so something going on at mid, guys. Sorry, I didn't have a TP. I'm just, yeah.
Do you know what the scary bit here is? That they still have Exorcism as well on NaVi's side. Winstrike have to be so careful.
Aegis. NaVi are in full force right now. And that's the second tier 2 tower going down for them at 21 minutes in. Bottom lane is all that's left standing for Winstrike. Hemorrhaging buildings. So what happened with Nomgrada?
Oh, they just chased him down with the Death Prophet and the Batrider. Wasn't anything flashy.
Okay.
And he has the 4-star as well as the Blink now on the Batrider. So this is what we were talking about before. It's really difficult for the Abaddon to ever get the Purge off now with the shield. And I don't know if you've noticed, but there's been some amazing silences from the deep in the Earth Spirit to stop him getting it off so far anyway. Yeah, doing a very good job.
So 22 minutes into this one. And things looking pretty firmly in Navi's favour as it stands. They've still got a little bit of time with his Aegis. 1 more minute. We'll see what they can do with that. They obviously do not want it to go to waste, especially not when they've got Exorcism available. Crystallized the Blink Dagger. He's got this really aggressive build. The Blink Dagger, the Echo Saber, the Halberd, like everything about his build just wants to run people down. They're going in for the lasso, but can't find it in time and has to force stuff himself away. A nice sandstorm from Lil removes the possibility of that happening, and they're going on the front lines. Crystallize just jumping onto everybody here. God Strength popped. The Kuman with the BKB. They didn't expect this. He's trying to turn this one around. He's just going to whip down Snako right now. Crystallize, he doesn't have enough damage to rip through all these heroes, and his Aegis is going to get popped. Magical, he's got the False Promise coming through onto himself as well, but look at the damage coming out now. Silence dropping so low. The Exorcism is really starting to get to work, and Kuman now the BKB gone gets lassoed up, and Crystallize can take him down as well. It's a triple kill for Magical. No Fear gets the deny. I think that would have been an ultra kill anyway. Lil just scuttling away, not really anything he can contribute to this anymore.
I mean, Navi just almost bait the Sven out by sending him in first because they know that he has this Aegis. Like, he's really difficult to rip through, and it's really great that you try and focus the Sven down, but you can't go on him because he has the Aegis. You can't go on the DP because there's the False Promise onto her. So who do you put your damage on if you're Winstrike? It's so difficult.
It was not a target-rich environment as Blizzy looks towards No Fear here. Another stun thrown at him as well. They really want to take down this Baden, but now they roll actually back onto the Sand King. Crystallize still playing around with No Fear. Meanwhile, Sand King getting his life drained away. No Fear pops the ultimate and heals up Sand King a little bit. Looking a bit messy from Navi, so they'll try and clear themselves away. And a blink forward. Connecting just before the miscoil there.
A nice force from the Batrider as well, just to make sure he gets out. They're really struggling. I thought the Radiant would be the ones that struggle in these big fights, but this advantage that Crystallize has got ahead in the laning stage has really helped him build up his items ahead of the enemy team. And this SF and Troll really struggling to get any kind of damage off in these fights now. Like, the DP and the Sven are both so tanky. And they're both about to get BKBs as well, so not going to get any easier. The Dire have to try and get theirs first. They do have one on the SF, but Troll's still so far away. I mean, he had this diffuser like, what, 5 minutes ago at least, and he's built up a Mithril Hammer since then.
Just in case you're wondering, Snako is the leader in the fantasy points.
Yes, he's 4-2 and 14. Snake's loving life.
It's a very successful Oracle game. Alright, so we're hitting the 25th minute. Winstrike will be taking 2 bounties. Meanwhile, Navi will get themselves 2 bounties as well, whenever they decide to go for them. Just, let them age a little bit.
What have we here?
I think the most important thing for Winstrike is to let this Lesh get some farm, because he has to be the one that just commits in these fights and just runs in. Like, he's got the Greaves online. If he can get this 15 strength at level 15, he's going to become a lot more tanky. And try and soak up some more of this damage coming through from the Sven and the DP.
Yeah, he really wants to be the front line of Winstrike, especially with this no Greaves build on the Shadow Fiend. It makes him just a very easy pick-off for Navi. After seeing this, would you say it would have been better for him to go for the Greaves?
Yeah, possibly, but I mean, I don't think it was his item choices that hurt him this game. I think it was just how the game turned out and the plays overall.
Look at Zayat's here on the cliff as well, although he is actually pinged out. It's just by himself. So he actually manages to pop
look at me.
Smoke there off Kuman.
Guys, look where I am.
I'm a ward, haha. Lasso comes in. Rugen held back a little bit, but they shield him off. BKB now popped as Zayas runs into this one, but he's just going to get taken out. Ultimate comes out from Kuman as well, but they've already taken down Non-Grata. Non-Grata bind back into this one. The damage coming out from the Sven is severe. He's able to control, bring down the Troll Warlord. Now they'll just ring him round, and the Ghosts will do their work. Although with the magic resistance, doesn't really work versus the Exorcism though. And Crystallize with too much damage coming into this one. And now Non-Grata, he's just getting run down. Does manage to get the deny off. Meanwhile, Blizzy scares off anybody coming for a flank here, and Non-Grata, it's a die back for him. That is extremely costly. Winstrike, they lose Non-Grata twice in a row. Kuman gets himself away, but that is not as important as Leshrak dying twice.
So if you hover over the Guardian Greaves on Lesh, there's a really nice passive ability that says, if your allied hero falls below 20%, they receive 16 health regen and 15 armor, which like, oh, this is great, this game. That sounds good. Until you realise that the Sven blinks on top of you and kills you from that 20 to 0% before you can even get the passive.
Yeah, that is a problem. That's how you counter it, just stack damage. And this isn't even like a super damagey Sven build, it's just looking for the mid game. Well, it kind of is actually, especially
has
with the
a
double
DD
damage. Yeah, that certainly makes him hurt. So whilst Godstrike is down, just finds a replacement here. No biggie, no biggie. That's a bit of damage coming through onto him though with Bowstrike to start things up. But now they get the lasso onto Kuman, dragging him back into the clutches of Crystallize. They surround him and bring him down from all directions. But the BKB, it's popped. He's managing actually to get himself back under the towers. So Kuman just walks away. But it is a BKB charge. But still, they defend the high ground. The Brax is still remaining. NaVi do not want to let this go, and now they jump in, stun out onto that Abaddon, and he is taken out, life ripped from him. No deny this time, Sun. Sun trying to throw in a couple of hits just to get those further stacks going, but he's force-staffed out of position. What a beautiful force-staff. Can they finish him off in time? No, looks like Sun's actually going to be able to get himself out. Now split up onto the Sven here. Sven dropping low. He's trying to keep himself alive, though, being healed up nicely by Soneko. And they will take down the barracks. That is what they came for. They can leave victors of this engagement well and truly, but they won't let them leave. Oh no, actually the blink comes back in around the other side. They both try and blink on each other. The counter initiation though, it's too good. Shadowfiend, got no BKB. He's just going to get blown up on the backlines, and now Leshrac trying to run himself away, but he's used all of his mana inside of this silence. Kind of come back around, Silent with the ultimate as well. A nice little split earth there, holding busy still, but there's the false promise, and the GG's already been called.
I mean, these silences from Magical were so sick this game. They were insane. Like, there was constantly like these 2-3-man silences coming through, and if you look at the Dire side, if they don't have their BKBs up, they can't do anything. Like, especially the Abaddon, who wants to be able to save people. Like, this long duration silence on him completely destroys him. It felt like the troll started off okay with like getting his farmer from, because Crystallize was so far in front of him on this Sven. NaVi just grouped up earlier than the Dire were ready to fight. Like, they really needed these BKBs on all three of their cores to be able to take fights, and they just, like, Silent ends 0-7-3. Like, this Halberd on Crystallize just completely destroys him in these early engagements, because without his BKB, he just can't do anything. Like, he just falls. And even when that disarm comes off, Soneko just uses it again. So Silent isn't attacking anybody the whole fight. You can't get your damage off.
Yeah, it's something which was kind of missed, but it's a really nice a way for the Oracle just to completely control up the Troll Warlord in these fights. He was 0-7, this Troll Warlord. It's been a very long time since I've seen a game where a Troll Lord gets dumped quite this hard, but everything NaVi did seemed to just shut him down, and then you've got Le Lasso. You know, once you have all of these solutions to the Troll from so many different heroes, you're free to just unload onto Kuman. You know, you can use that lasso on him. You can blink into everybody and drag out Kuman. It's absolutely fine. The Troll's not going to punish you for it. The Leshrac was being a bit of a pain early on, but when they managed to get themselves a bit of strength and a little bit more survivability, it was also a non-issue. And also the silences coming out onto him again and again and again, stopping him out from getting those splitters, but more importantly, just draining down his mana. When you get silenced, when you've just kind of get a couple of Pulse Nova pulses off and you're stuck there for, I mean, how long is the Deuce's? It's
like 6 or 7 seconds, I think, on the DP.
It's something like that. It's way too long. Yeah, 6 seconds. That's so much mana coming off the Leshrac there, and he needs mana to be effective in these long fights, and that is what they turned into. And NaVi, they take a very well engineered game 2, which is going to set us up for a thrilling final game here.
I also think that one of the biggest turning points of that game is when Kuman tried to gank bot and just happened to walk under a sentry ward with an Invis rune. Like, he was doing so well before, and then all of a sudden, like, his game, it felt like it completely fell flat after that. Like, he just didn't really offer anything afterwards.
He really kind of blew up the mid lane and was getting himself a ton of kills. Zayats kept getting accidentally sniped off by him as well. It was really, really effectual from Kuman. But yeah, one mistake and you just start slipping, and there's no way back up that slope. So unfortunately, that is going to be Empire losing out game number 2. But thankfully for us, that does bring us to a game 3 to round out this best of 3 series and find out who is going to be earning their place to the Kiev Minor. Both of these teams wanting it very, very badly. NaVi probably the favorite coming into it, but now it could be anybody's game. My name is Nomad. He's MoFarah. Please stick around as we get into game number 3, and of course pay a visit to us, the sponsors of the tournament, DX Racer. Get your chairs over there, check them out, and we're going to be back with game number 3.